Their first sweep in Anaheim since 1999. Now it's a quick three-game homestand against the Twins before a monster road trip to Atlanta and Detroit. Wins are critical this time of year, and the Tribe is poised to make some noise with September fast approaching. All the action is next on Sports Time Ohio. From Progressive Field in downtown Cleveland, Ohio, the Indians are back at home, albeit briefly, a three-game series against the Minnesota Twins, and we're ready to bring it for you right here tonight on Sports Time Ohio. Hi again, everyone. Matt Underwood alongside Rick Manning. Tribe coming off a very successful road trip thanks to a bullpen that pitched extremely well. And Rick, you look at it right now, the Indians have stranded the second highest number of runners, inherited runners, in baseball. That bullpen, only the Yankees have stranded more inherited runners, and on the road trip, they left 25 out of 26.
They did a terrific job, and they had to step up because the offense wasn't there. They had a couple of big games, especially a 14-inning game when you look down in L.A. against the Angels. They stepped up when they had to. They got some key outs, and look at that, 35 innings out of the 9-game road trip. That's almost 4 innings a game when you think about it. A 194 average, you can see 38 strikeouts. They really stepped up, and they were tired at the time, so now they had that good day off they had yesterday. Hopefully they can come back and put them back to work again tonight.
And Ubaldo Jimenez will go for his 10th win of the year against Samuel Deduno, who at times has given the Tribe fits in the past. That's the matchup. We're coming back with the action straight ahead. Ubaldo Jimenez on the hill for Cleveland. There's Samuel Deduno for Minnesota. Should be a terrific matchup. And we've got all the play-by-play straight ahead on Sports Time Ohio. Indians return home for a brief stand against the Minnesota Twins. Tribe comes in 69-58 on the year. They've won 3 straight and 7 of their last 10 to close within 5 games of Detroit in the AL Central. And the Indians are really breathing down the necks in the wild card race, just 2.5 back. Let's take a look at Ron Gardenhire's starting lineup tonight for the Twins. Brian Dozier in the leadoff spot, followed by Chris Herman. Justin Morneau will bat third, then Josh Willingham in the cleanup spot. Ryan Domit bats fifth, Trevor Plouffe is sixth. Then it's Cleet Thomas, Wilkin Ramirez, and Pedro Florimon.
The 25th start for Ubaldo Jimenez this year, who is 9-7 with an ERA right at 4. This will be his first start against Minnesota this year. It's amazing because we're winding it down, but you know, in his career he is 2-2. He had 1 start against them last year. It was a loss, but totally different circumstances for Ubaldo last year. He had a terrible second half. He's been throwing the ball very well in his last 15 starts. He's 6-4. He's had 3 earned runs or less in his last 14 starts.
All right, we're ready to go as Brian Dozier steps in for the Twins. And Ubaldo Jimenez the line at tonight's first pitch. And it's ball 1. .75 degrees, our game time temperature. And the 2-0 finds the strike zone. Minnesota comes in having taken 2 out of 3 from the Tigers, but they've lost 7 of their last 10 overall, as Jimenez comes back to even the count at 2-2.
Yeah, when we started this trip in Minnesota, they were on the home run binge where they had scored 23 consecutive runs via the home run ball.
That's low in a full count. Ron Gardenhire's club got off to a really bad start playing away from home this year, but they've been much better of late. Minnesota's won 12 of their last 19 away from home. And since July the 13th, only the Rangers have a better road winning percentage. And a little bit low, ball 4. Ubaldo walks the leadoff man here to start the night.
Let's check the Kia Indians defense behind Ubaldo this evening. It'll be Brantley in left, Bourne in center, Stubbs is in right, Chisenhall at third, Cabrera at short, Kipnis second, Swisher is at first, Santana behind the plate.
John Hirschbeck, the crew chief, will call the balls and strikes. Quinn Walcott at first, James Hoy at second, Jim Reynolds down at third. Chris Herman swings and lines one to deep left field. Brantley on the run. It's over his head. Short hops the wall. Into third is Dozier. He'll hold there. And it's a double for Chris Herman, and the Twins are off and running here tonight.
That ball seemed to really carry down the left field line. Brantley usually makes sure he can get back to the wall, but the left-hander Herman hit a ball. It was middle of the plate, but he drives it the other way, and this thing really seemed to carry well. Looks like the flag is blowing in, but look at it, it's over Michael's head. It'll be a double, number 6 for Herman. So Twins in business, second and third, and nobody out.
And up comes Justin Morneau. 15 home runs, 72 driven in. And it's low, ball 1. Morneau leads the Twins in homers and runs batted in. Did he go? He did, says third base umpire Jim Reynolds. And it's 1-1. Missed inside, 2 balls and a strike.
This year, Jimenez has made 8 starts against the American League Central. He is 2-2, and his ERA is right at 5.
And a little bit low again. 3 balls and a strike. Morneau, you see right there, 68% of the time he gets him home from third. He'll walk here and the bases are loaded. And already 2 walks in the inning for Jimenez. And it's going to bring up Josh Willingham. Keys to the game brought to you by Akron Children's Hospital. No Mauer, so you got to control the top of the lineup. Well, they're already loaded up. And, of course, the Indians are looking for some early offense. But right now,
I didn't know what that meant, early offense. I hope it's the Indians. But the home plate jumping around on Jimenez right now. 8 balls out of his first 13 pitches.
Willingham takes a strike. Willingham has grounded into 7 double plays on the year. He has struck out 97 times on the season, and he's one of those guys who doesn't give ground. If you come inside on him, he's tied for the league lead. He's been hit by a pitch 14 times, and a good cut there. It's 0-2.
He loves that pitch inside. You know, he almost dares you. When he had that great year last year, he looks for that ball in, and he murders the fastball in there. This one was elevated just enough to get him to foul it off. But you have an 0-2 count now, which is good.
Twins have him loaded with nobody out. And the fastball sails up high. On the year, just 1 for 7 in bases loaded situations for Willingham.
Wow.
Oh, boy.
I don't know. That it had to be high. Let's check it out on our Nissan pitch tracker. You see where Santana, that's a strike.
Oh,
I'm sorry. That's right there. I don't know how you can call it a ball. You can't make a better pitch than that.
Breaking ball, and that's strike 3 called.
Strike 4.
1 down here in the first.
Get one more look. There it is, the same pitch. So Willingham got 4 strikes, and Ubaldo had to come back, and he does.
And we'll bring up Ryan Domit. Domit, a switch hitter from the left side of the plate. This is where his power is. 10 of his 11 home runs have come from the left side, but the batting average just .230 compared to .277 from the right side. Domit's already sporting his off-season hunting beard.
Boy, I'll say. He's getting ready for the ice fishing.
Foul out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Domit.
1-1 pitch. Upstairs almost to the backstop. 2-1 the count. Jimenez fighting himself here in the early going. Three balls and a strike. Swings at the 3-1 pitch, and it's popped foul out of play. Full count. Lonnie Chisenhall over to give it a look, but well out of play. double-digit home runs for Ryan Domit 5 times in the last 6 years. Fouled right back. Ubaldo would love another strikeout, but he would also take a ground ball because Domit has hit into 11 double plays on the year.
Yeah, that's the thing. He's been able to get a swing and a miss, but that ball is not down enough to get the ground ball.
Breaking ball swung on and missed. He comes back and gets another strikeout, 2 down.
Well, he comes back. Give him credit. 3-1 to 3-2 to getting the swing and miss. So back-to-back strikeouts with the bases loaded. Good job. 1 more to go.
Trevor Plouffe is the batter. Brings a .231 average into today's game at 12 homers, 42 driven in on the year. He's doubled 15 times. Swing and a miss. He chased an off-speed pitch for strike 1.
Plouffe has usually been a guy, too, that he's done well against the Indians.
Fastball, outside corner, it's 0-2. This crowd sensing a chance for Ubaldo to get out of trouble here in inning number 1. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a slow tapper foul. There you go. Plouffe's numbers on the year against the Indians over the 12 games. .283 average, 3 homers. He's driven in 9. But Ubaldo has him down 0-2. Fastball swung on and missed. Ubaldo gets out of trouble, loads the bases with nobody out, then strikes him out 1, 2, 3. And starting lineup presented by Progressive, making it easy to bundle your home and car insurance. Michael Bourne leading it off, followed by Nick Swisher. Then Jason Kipnis will bat third. Carlos Santana hitting cleanup. Then it's Michael Brantley, followed by Asdrubal Cabrera. Jason Giambi seventh. Lonnie Chisenhall eighth. And Drew Stubbs will bat ninth.
Samuel DeDuno on the mound for Minnesota. He is 7-7 and 0-2 against the Indians this year. He has given up 8 earned runs in his 12 innings pitched. He has walked 5 and struck out 10. Now here's a guy, he can get a little wild. He has a very good breaking ball, but you still want to remain patient. He can put you away if he gets ahead of you. get you to swing at his pitch. If you get the counts in your favor, you can make him elevate the ball, get it up, and you may have some success. The Indians have done that twice this year.
Pitch outside.
The thing you don't want to do is let him go 7 innings, because if he's gone 7 innings, he is 6-0 on the year.
Well, in his 5 starts against the Indians, the Tribe has managed just 21 hits.
Well, you know, I think those 2 starts last year is a different thing. They've done a little more damage to him this year. You know, they've made him work, and it's a totally different offense than what it has been in the past. That's the way I look at it now. There you go, and he's making them throw strikes. He took all the way. They look like both a 3-0 and a 3-1 slider.
Payoff pitch. And Bourne rips it into right field, a base hit.
See, that's what I like when you, unless you're a big power hitter, when you get the count 3-0, why not make that guy work? Bourne did a nice job, make him throw 3 in a row.
Here's our great clip of the game from Wednesday in Anaheim. Nick Swisher going up and going out, giving the Indians a lead they would not relinquish. 15 home runs on the year. Great clips. It's gonna be great. Upstairs with a pitch that almost sailed to the backstop there. Swisher with hits in 7 straight games, going 10 for 33. Going the other way toward left field near the line. Ramirez a long run, and Wilkin Ramirez makes a fine backhanded catch on the move for out number 1.
Let's check out the Twins defense tonight behind Aduno. It's Ramirez in left field that just made that nice running catch. It's Thomas in center and Domet in right. Plouffe at third, Florman at short. Dozier is at second, Morneau at first, and Herman behind the plate.
Jason Kipnis, 285 average. That's with 1-on-1 out here. Down low. 1 ball, no strikes. Kipnis currently, as you see there, he's really swung the bat well against the Minnesota Twins on the season. But coming into tonight's game, he's mired in his longest hitless streak of the year. Kipnis 0 for his last 15 at the plate. Pitch down low. Everybody talking about how the bullpen really could benefit from the days off. The Indians had the day off Thursday. They were off yesterday. Okay, guys like Jason Kipnis who play every single day, they day off of rest can definitely help him as well.
You know, as late as they got in, that's just a recharger. Monday will be another one, which would be good. And as an everyday player, when you get into this time of the year, everybody's tired. You know, I don't know if a day is going to do anything good. You just grind your way through it.
Bourne drawing a throw. Yeah, if there's one guy who doesn't want to hear about 0 for 15, it's Ron Gardenhire, because all he's seen Jason Kipnis do is hit just about everything in sight against his team this year.
This might be what Kipnis needs, is a Minnesota Twins uniform.
Takes a strike. That'll even the count at 2-2.
You see Kipnis this year having a terrific year against the Twins with 18 ribbies. Of course, we've witnessed Cabrera against the Indians. Last year it was Morneau against us. He's doing it to the White Sox this year.
2-2 pitch. Kipnis drives one deep left field. Back is Ramirez. And he'll make the grab. 2 away. That'll bring up Carlos Santana. Santana, who really had been scuffling at the plate, he's starting to pick it up a little bit, slowly but surely. He's hit in 4 consecutive games, 5 hits in his last 15 at-bats. He's drawing more walks of late.
Maybe that number 4 hole suits him a little bit better, huh, than maybe down 5th, 6th. You know, the whole offense hasn't been doing a whole lot, but Carlos starting to turn it around, and someone has to step up for this offense.
Down and in, ball 1.
Well, he was able to catch Deduno in the World Baseball Classic, so he knows what he has. Doesn't have any question there.
Santana, big swing, might have nicked Herman on the backswing. Defensively, Brian Dozier playing out on the outfield grass in right field. They don't have a big shift on, but he's a good 10 feet out onto the outfield grass. Just missed him. You can see Herman making sure he stayed out of the way, though.
I'll tell you, someone with the longest backswing we just witnessed in L.A., that was Hamilton.
Yeah, he hit Santana twice, or Gomes one of those nights.
Yes.
Wild pitch sends Michael Bourne down to second base with 2 down.
That's the 7th wild pitch. So you've got a runner in scoring position now with 2 outs, though.
Base hit here could bring him home. Outside with it, 3 balls and a strike.
He's having a tough time commanding not only his fastball, but that off-speed pitch. He's throwing a lot of off-speed pitches when he's behind in the count. And I think it's because he can't throw his fastball for a strike. You have to make him get in the zone. This guy can be erratic.
Ground ball. It gets by Morneau into right field. Bourne coming around third. He will score, and the Indians take a 1-0 lead. Carlos Santana, his 55th run batted in on the year. And the old 2-out RBI hit for the Tribes takes him to the 1-0 lead in the first.
There you go. That could, set the tempo tonight. Get that first 2-out RBI. This is going to be our McDonald's. I'm loving it. Santana got another off-speed pitch, and he drills it into right field. That allows Bourne to come around, so the wild pitch hurt Deduno. And he had to pitch with a runner in scoring position, so that first 2-out base hit looking good. Nice to get it in the first inning.
Michael Brantley steps in now. Well, good teams take advantage of mistakes. And the Indians got the extra base on the wild pitch, and they make Minnesota pay for it here in the first. Talked about Jason Kipnis and his slump at the moment. Michael Brantley mirroring Kipnis. He's 0 for his last 17. And it kind of came out of nowhere. He was having a good road trip. The road trip starting in Minnesota. Then went to Oakland, but he went to Anaheim, and the Angels took his bat out of play just as they did Kipnis. Down on the dirt, Herman with a good block. They're making Deduno throw a lot of pitches here. He's up over 20 now on the inning.
Well, that RBI by Santana gives Cleveland now 233 runs with 2 outs this year. And they've scored 585. So that's a pretty good number, scoring with 2 outs. You like that.
Gets away from Herman a second time in the inning. A wild pitch puts Santana in scoring position.
Well, again, you can see the breaking ball down, and that's one that maybe Herman should have caught. It just went off his glove, even though it did go into the ground. It wasn't a tough one.
It looked like he did everything right. The ball just skipped away from him.
Yeah, bounced off the padded part of the glove.
Yeah, he had it blocked well, but Santana in the scoring position now. 2-2 count for Brantley. Big chopper to first. Morneau backs up. And that will end the inning. But the Indians strike first on the 2-out RBI single by Carlos Santana. It's 1-0 Cleveland after an inning. To you by McDonald's, now introducing 3 exciting new Quarter Pounders, and by Kia. Oh, what an absolutely gorgeous evening. August the 23rd, 75 degrees at game time. You keep waiting for that late August heat wave, and it just hasn't been here.
I don't think it's coming this year. It's too late now.
We're going right into fall.
Tell you what, this is just perfect. I'll keep this all year.
No doubt. Cleat Thomas takes its 2-0. Thomas, Wilkin Ramirez, Pedro Florimon for the Twins here in the second. That's drilled to left, and once again Brantley racing over, can't get it. Second time the Twins have hit a ball over or by Brantley already here tonight. Second double, and they're right back threatening here in inning number 2.
Well, 2 hits, 2 doubles, and the left-hander's taking them the other way. It's a pretty good approach if you're Minnesota. And Brantley, rarely do you see him chasing a couple down this early in the game. So they have a leadoff double now.
Wilkin Ramirez. Ramirez has hit in 6 straight games for Minnesota, going 8 for 21. Foul back 1-1. This is the 17th start this year for Wilkin Ramirez. It's his 6th in left field. He started 6 in center and 5 in right field. 1 ball and 2 strikes, so they've been able to move him around and get a look at him in all 3 outfield spots. Down in the dirt, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Nice block by Carlos.
You know, one thing is evident here at the outset. Both starting pitchers having a little tough time commanding the baseball. And for Ubaldo, you thought, well, maybe he found it there when he struck out the last 3 hitters to end the first inning.
Well, he turned it around. I mean, 11 strikes and 5 balls to get the 3 strikeouts, and he had 3 swings and misses. But can't keep putting base runners on early. Eventually, it'll come back and bite you. The Indians were able to put one on the board. This is your 0 inning you would like.
Well, he was 2-0 to Thomas, and he doubled. Now he's 3-2 to Ramirez. Swung out and missed. He got him to chase one down low, and that's 4 strikeouts for Ubaldo. With more on the Indians' right-hander, let's go downstairs and hear what Katie Witham has.
Well, Matt, before Ubaldo's last start, he actually changed the grip on his slider to allow more of his finger to be on the ball, making it a stronger grip and then also allowing him to use more of the seam for a little more leverage. He also threw that slider 1.1 miles per hour slower. Both of those things combined actually gave him more horizontal movement, making it break even more away from righties.
That's a lot to digest there, Katie. You're going to have to give us a couple minutes.
Well, that break on the strikeout to Ramirez had good tilt to it. But Ramirez got himself out on that 3-2 pitch.
The 0-1. Strike called, 0-2 the count. How long have you heard baseball is a game of adjustments? And even though we're deep into the month of August,
right,
Ubaldo making his. There's a drive to deep center field. Bourne racing back. It's going to be over his head. It'll short hop the wall, and the Twins will tie the game on their 2nd double of the inning, 3rd double of the game. Pedro Florimon batting out of the 9 spot with his 13th double of the year, his 37th run batted in, and we're back to even at 1 apiece.
Well, he smokes this fastball, and he throws it right down the middle, and that's what you do to it. This is the 9th hitter, but Florimon hits it deep over the head of Michael Bourne. So the Twins with 3 hits, all doubles. They come back and answer that run the Indians put on. It's a 1-1 ball game.
Yeah, Brian Dozier steps in, who walked his first time up.
And that was not a good 0-2 pitch by Jimenez.
And I was about to say, though, I mean, here we are. This is his 25th start of the year, but he's still, looking for ways to improve his breaking ball. Pitchers always tinkering, trying to fine-tune. Another good off-speed pitch in for a strike, and once again it's 0-2. Dozier just fought it off. Florimon in scoring position with 1 out. 0-2 count on Dozier. And he spikes it into the ground all the way to the backstop, and down to third goes Florimon on the wild pitch.
That's number 8 for Jimenez, so the wild pitch is paying dividends for both teams. This moves him up to third base now with 1 out. And this was a spike job right out in front of home plate. That's way out in front of the plate.
That's almost, that doesn't look like it was in front of the batter's box.
Yes, it was.
Infield in. And the 1-2 pitch. Fouled out of play.
This is a guy that will chase a high fastball, too. So you can get him in maybe that slider down and away or a fastball up about shoulder high if he put it middle of the plate.
Dozier's hit in 7 straight games for Minnesota, and he's swing and a miss. Ubaldo gets his 5th strikeout already here tonight, 2 down in the inning. For Ubaldo Jimenez, our stat of the game brought to you by your Northern Ohio Buick dealers. His first 5 starts here at Progressive Field were pretty close to disastrous, but his last 6, a 1.89 ERA and a 3-1 mark. And a strike called to Chris Herman. What a strange game so far, though. All 5 outs the Twins have made have been via the strikeout. When they've put the ball in play, all 3 times they've doubled. And there's a shot toward the right center field gap. And Herman's going for 2. And he's going to go in there safely. Another double, and it's 2-1 Minnesota. So the 3 balls that have been put in play tonight, I'll make that 4. All 4 balls put in play, all 4 doubles. And Minnesota leads it 2-1.
That looked like a splitter to me that stayed upstairs. Wasn't the fastball. And he found the gap in right center field enough to get himself into second base. He had, 3 hits yesterday against Detroit. He comes back with 2 doubles here in the first 2 innings.
He went around, says John Hirschbeck. 0-1 on Justin Morneau. Already 50 pitches here tonight for Ubaldo. Up and in, 1-1 the count. Late swing. 1 ball, 2 strike. Swung out and missed. Morneau chased one up high, and the inning is over. Strange game so far. 6 strikeouts for Jimenez, but the Twins lead it 2-1, middle of the second. second inning. For the Indians is Dribble Cabrera, Jason Giambi, Lonnie Chisenhall due up. Cabrera batting .237 on the year, 9 homers, 46 driven in. But he's starting to maybe turn the corner offensively. He's hit in 4 straight games, 6 hits in his last 16 at-bats. Samuel Deduno misses outside with a fastball for ball 1. In the last 18 meetings here at Progressive Field between the Indians and the Twins, each team has won 9 games. Each team has scored 92 runs. The Twins have 178 hits. The Indians have 177 hits.
Wow.
It's unbelievable.
That's how it usually goes with the Twins. The thing of it is, this year, you've got to get to their starting pitching. They're last in the league as far as their ERA goes. It's a 5.11. And their bullpen's a second best. So if their starters give Gardenhire some length, it usually turns into a win for them. I mean, they're working this guy. It's still early. It's only the second inning. But, if you can get him out of there early, try to get in to the middle part like any team. Indians are the same way when you get that starter out early.
Gets by the mound, and Dozier flips it over for out number 1. Time now to take a look at tonight's trivia question. It's brought to you by AT&T. Name the last Indians third baseman to hit 25 or more home runs in a season. The last Indians third baseman to hit 25 or more home runs in a season. We'll have the answer coming up later in the game. Jason Giambi swung on and missed. Giambi, big bouncer. Morneau kicks it. He has time, though, to recover, and he throws him out, 1 away.
Well, swing for the fences with the new Home Run Derby mobile game from MLB.com. It's available on iPhone and iPad, and you can download it free today.
Lonnie Chisenhall loops one foul over the Indians' dugout. Bounces it by Deduno. Backhanded at second by Dozier. And his throw is right on the money. The Indians go 1-2-3, and after 2, it's Minnesota 2, Cleveland 1. 2-1. The Minnesota Twins have the lead. Josh Willingham, Ryan Domit, and Trevor Plouffe due up here in the third. Ubaldo Jimenez could use an inning like the one Samuel DeDuno just had. He went through the Indians on 8 pitches. Ball one, it's inside to Willingham. Fastball nails the outside corner. Fastball just by Jimenez. Kipnis makes a nice play on it. And Willingham is out number 1. Our AT&T U-verse rewind takes us back to the first inning. Minnesota had the bases loaded and nobody out. And a couple of breaking balls took care of Willingham and Domit. And a high heater got Trevor Plouffe as Minnesota left them loaded in inning number 1. But they came back and put up 2 in the second inning. That ground out by Willingham, the first ball the Twins have put in play that was an out. Fastball in for a strike. A ball and 2 strikes for Ryan Domit. Popped him up, and that's out of play. Another foul by Domit. Driven to center field. Back is Michael Bourne, and he makes the catch 2 away. Our injury report tonight brought to you by Elk & Elk, serious lawyers for serious injuries. Call 1-800-ELK-OHIO. Josh Tomlin continues to rehab down at AAA Columbus. He went 5 innings. He did allow 3 runs on 7 hits. Did not walk a batter, struck out a couple. Working that pitch count up. So far, so good. First ball swinging. Trevor Plouffe shoots it back.
Yeah, you look at him. He has, one more start in the month of August. And then when the rosters expand, I'm sure he'll be right up here.
You would think so,
27th,
yeah.
The way it shakes down now. Get another start. Get that pitch count up. And that was his goal all along.
Swing and a miss, so Baldo comes back, and he has a 1-2-3 inning. We'll go to the bottom of the third. It's Minnesota 2, Cleveland 1. As you enjoy a cold one, stay tuned later in the game for Miller Time, brought to you by Miller Lite. 2-1, Twins on top, bottom half of the third. It will be Drew Stubbs, then Michael Bourne and Nick Swisher. Stubbs brings a .240 average into tonight's ball game. Taking a fastball for strike one. Man, the count quickly now. Goes to 0-2. Strike three called. Breaking ball over the outside corner. That's the first strikeout tonight for Samuel DeDuno. One down here in the third.
Well, bring the whole family out for KeyBank Kids Fun Day each and every Sunday home game. There are plenty of activities for the kids, and they get to run the bases after the game. It is presented by Cleveland Clinic. So log on to Indians.com for your tickets.
Down low to Michael Bourne. Over the outside corner for a called strike. Michael chasing that off-speed pitch down low. And Bourne chased it again. Back-to-back strikeouts for DeDuno. Two down here in the third.
Well, 11 of 13 strike. As I said, 11 of 13 strikes for DeDuno his last 13 pitches. He's found the zone.
Yeah, he's zeroing in for sure. Nick Swisher, a swing and a miss. DeDuno had a rocky first inning, but he is starting to settle in here and throwing nothing but strikes and throwing it right by Indians hitters.
He has a good slider, and he couldn't throw it. Remember, Bourne was a leadoff hitter. He threw with 3 fastballs, fell behind, and came back with sliders, 3 straight.
The 0-2 is down low. And Swisher chased one in the dirt, so the Indians swinging away and coming up empty as DeDuno strikes out the side here in the third. 2-1 Minnesota. Head to the fourth inning here. Cleat Thomas, Woken Ramirez, Pedro Florimon for Minnesota. Thomas doubled his first time up. Popped him straight up. Third baseman Lonnie Chisnall calling for it. One down. Let's go downstairs and check in right now with Katie Witham.
Well, Matt, Terry Francona today said that as a baseball fan and a manager, he loves the extra wild card spot. He even joked he wished it would have been around a few years ago, but he says he likes it because more teams get to stay in it longer, and it makes this stretch of baseball that much more important. He also admitted he does scoreboard watching, and he starts every day by looking at those standings.
Well, that's certainly natural and understandable. And speaking of those scoreboard, Detroit is beating New York 5-1. They're playing the Mets tonight. A couple of interesting side notes on that game. Victor Martinez, because there's no DH, is catching tonight for the Tigers. It's the first game Victor has been behind the plate since 2011. And Daisuke Matsuzaka started that game for the Mets. He was with the Indians at AAA all season long. They recently released him from his contract. He signed with the Mets. And the Tigers have bombed him for 5 runs in just the first couple of innings. 5-1 Detroit on top. Miguel Cabrera has hit his 41st home run of the year.
I say you can do all the scoreboard you can watch it, but you take care of your game first, and then you start watching, as long as you can win. Because the Indians will have a showdown next weekend in Detroit. And that's the business they're going to have to take care of.
The crazy thing with the wild card is there's so many different teams that you're watching.
Right.
Oakland's playing Baltimore. Both of those teams are battling for a wild card spot with the Indians.
Oakland's just ahead of the Indians, and Baltimore's just behind the Indians.
And then you've got New York and Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay has one of those wild card spots right now, and New York is behind the Indians, and I think they're playing each other tonight.
Yes, they are.
Swing and a miss. Pedro Florimon goes down swinging. And it's a 1-2-3 fourth inning on 7 pitches for Ubaldo, who is set down 7 in a row. Tour of football training camps in the state of Ohio. Will September's schedule be favorable to the Indians? And see what happens if you wear blue to an OSU practice. Oh boy. Get complete coverage of all today's action involving Ohio sports on FoxSportsOhio.com. Samuel Deduno will face Jason Kipnis to open the bottom of the fourth inning. Kipnis takes ball 1. Deduno has found something because in his first 27 pitches that he threw tonight, there was one swing and miss. He's had 6 swings and misses in his last 16 pitches. Little bit outside. DeDuno wanted it. He took a long look in at John Hirschbeck.
He certainly was staring in, wasn't he?
Chased it, 2-2. He's getting pretty good downward action on that changeup or off-speed pitch, and Indians hitters are chasing it a lot here.
There's one. When he gets ahead of you, that ball looks like a strike, and it gets up there, and the next thing you know, it disappears, and it runs out of the zone.
He has struck out 4 straight Indians batters now.
Look at that. I mean, he gets you to swing at a ball. That's why if he gets ahead of you, he can be nasty. And that pitch is working right now, boy. It can be electric.
Carlos Santana, an RBI single in the first inning. And a line drive center field. It will drop for a base hit. Santana has 2 of the Indians' 3 hits on the night. Our Firestone Complete Auto Care Extra Mile Index. In terms of what the Indians have left, it should bode well if you believe in that sort of thing. Bottom line is they're not playing the big boys the rest of the way. They're not playing Texas,
I mean,
Boston.
If you had your way, that's the way you want. I'm guaranteed that's the way Tito wants it.
It's not the end-all, be-all. You still have to go out and win the games.
Well, anytime. We have a lot of games in our division, you know, and even though the White Sox or the Twins are out of it, they always play tough baseball. We have 3 against the Tigers that they must win, I think.
Well, not only that, Rick, but and we've seen it. I think back to 2005 when the Indians were fighting down the stretch for a playoff spot at the end of the season. You may be playing a team
that's out of it.
It's out of it. They're playing with nothing to lose, free and easy, no pressure. Sometimes the team with everything to lose tenses up, plays a little too tight.
It's a different ball game. It could be. You're right.
Brantley swinging a miss, 2-1.
That's why, you know, when you look at those things, say, oh, yeah, they have the easiest schedule. Well, that's part of it. You still have to play 35 ball games. And you have to win as many as possible.
You know, the other thing, too, that really stands out with DeDuno is the fact that he does keep the ball in the yard. He's only given up 7 homers in over 100 innings of work now.
Yes, he does. He's a ground ball pitcher. You know, he's a guy that's why it's tough to hit it in the air, because he keeps it down. It's always got a lot of downward movement on it. He's tough to elevate.
Missed outside there. Full count for Brantley. Now, Michael's a guy who doesn't strike out a lot, puts the ball in play, so maybe you start your runner here.
I would. In this situation, why not? I think Brantley can put it in play. If he makes his pitch to get him out, then you'll have a strike him out, throw him out. But it's early in the game. You got to take that chance of maybe Brantley finding a hole and first and third him.
DeDuno had struck out 4 straight Indians hitters before the single by Santana. There he goes. The payoff pitch is ball 4, and their Indians have 2 on with 1 out. So the patience of Michael Brantley helps the Indians out here in the 4th inning, and Asdrubal Cabrera will be coming up with a couple of men on base. Up and away, ball 1. You know, it's funny. DeDuno himself says, look, I'm not a power pitcher. I don't consider myself a power pitcher. But he's got a power breaking ball that we have seen that can definitely make hitters look foolish. Oh, right back to him. Taylor made. A double play ends the inning as Cabrera hit it right back into the glove of DeDuno, who easily turns an inning-ending double play. 2-1 Twins after 4. The wireless receiver only from AT Uverse. Rethink possible. And by your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places. Two-1 Minnesota as we go to the 5th inning here at Progressive Field. Top of the order for Minnesota, Brian Dozier, Chris Herman, and Justin Morneau. Dozier has walked and struck out tonight. And Ubaldo with a fastball in there for strike 1. Jimenez has set down 7 straight. He has already struck out 8 Minnesota batters, 1 shy of his season high.
Yeah, struck out the side in the 1st and the 2nd.
Breaking ball fouled back.
The only thing, they mixed in 4 doubles in those 2 innings.
Yeah. Foul down the right side, out of play. And a ball and 2 strikes. The count here on Dozier.
Send out some birthday wishes. Sally Steinberg is turning 89 today. Sally, happy birthday to you. We have Joanne and Jack Hopkins celebrating their 56th anniversary. Congratulations.
Bang to third. Chisenhall sets and guns it across. One away. Our in-game recap brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Carlos Santana with a 2-out RBI single in the first gave the Indians a 1-0 lead, but it didn't last long. In the second, couple of doubles, one by Pedro Florimon tied it, and then Chris Herman with a 2-out RBI double gave Minnesota the lead. Now Herman, who is 2 for 2, and both times he has doubled. He's playing because Joe Mauer is on the 7-day concussion DL for Minnesota. Joe Mauer suffered that concussion on, it's kind of a weird deal. Foul tip, right back in the mask. How many times have we seen those,
see it
right?
all the time.
He didn't notice anything. He was fine. Came to the game the next day, and that's when he started experiencing dizziness and some equilibrium issues.
That's happened to a number of catchers this year, you know, taking the direct hit off those masks.
Now, the good news for the Twins and Joe Mauer is that he went to the Mayo Clinic today, and the doctor was pleased with the fact that he's making progress. And his teammate, Justin Morneau, who's dealt with a lot of concussion symptoms in his career, said when you start showing positive progress early in the process, he said that's a good thing, because for Morneau, it lingered. He didn't get better for a while there.
A long time.
And so he said he's hoping, keeping his fingers crossed. Mauer's a good friend and obviously a teammate, but he's hoping that Mauer will be back soon. But there are some in the Twins camp who say, you know what, wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't play the rest of the year. Morneau out in front of that fouls it down the right side.
That's somebody they're not going to take a chance with to push him to come back if they're unsure. I mean, that's something that in the last couple of years, man, as you well know, they're really being very cautious with the concussions and the symptoms in every sport.
Strike on the outside corner. It's 0-2. Also for Minnesota, Oswaldo Arcia had an MRI taken. They were going to read the results before tonight's game. He might be available off the bench late in the game. The 0-2 is up high, and Morneau lays off. One-two pitch. Out of play. Ubaldo delivers. Morneau, did he chase? They appeal. He did. Third base umpire Jim Reynolds said he went around, and a season high 10 strikeouts for Ubaldo Jimenez. Middle of the fifth, 2-1 Twins. His 10th strikeout tonight, a season high, 13th time he's done that. His career high within reach now. Struck out 13 Padres back in May of 2010. Up and away to Jason Giambi, who has grounded out back in the second inning, his only time up. Fisted, shallow right field. Out goes Dozier, and he'll make the catch, one away. Let's go back to the Hyundai Studios right now for an in-game update. Al Pulaski has the latest on the Tigers and the Mets.
Hey, Rick, let's go to New York, where Detroit takes an early lead on Daisuke Matsuzaka. They score 5 runs in the first 2 innings, thanks in part to Miguel Cabrera's 41st homer of the year. There was a 3-run shot in the second. 5-1 now. Detroit leads New York. They're in the bottom of the 4th inning. Matt?
All right, thanks, Al. Lonnie Chisenhall swinging a miss, and it's 0-2. Got a piece. Oh, down goes John Hirschbeck. The veteran umpire went down in a heap on that foul ball. Jeff Desjardins quickly out to check on him. Jim Reynolds coming in offering a little comic relief to the situation, a little levity.
Well, he must know he's okay if he's doing that.
That's what I was thinking.
You know, there's a foul tip, and it
right
did come right up, right into the stomach. The padding caught him off guard because he sees that ball away, and it's like probably someone just punching you in the gut. He's okay. He's smiling. That's a good sign.
Not sure how far down the chest protector goes, if it covers all the way to the gut, or if that might have got him unexposed.
Well, it looks like he's got his six-pack on.
He seems to be all right.
Maybe it knocked the wind out of him a little bit.
Very easily could have. So John Hirschbeck,
that away.
Youngstown area native, says he's all right, and let's play ball.
From Poland, Ohio.
Yeah.
Over there near Struthers, where all the peppers come out.
The 0-2 pitch is outside. Well, you knew Tom Boschenek would have to chime in on that one, didn't you? Oh, there by Struthers.
Wow, that one got the catcher. That was out in front of the plate. And that nailed Herman. Watch this one, and the catcher takes the brunt of this, and I think, look at that short hop down near his feet. Then John Hirschbeck said, well, I'm sorry to see that, but thank you, because I didn't want to take another one.
Foul back, 2-2. Slowly chopped towards short. Florimon throws, and he got him by a whisker. 2 down.
Well, turn back the clock with a T-shirt giveaway. That'll take place Labor Day as the Indians take on the Baltimore Orioles at 4:05, and the first 10,000 fans through the gates receive a 1970 Logos T-shirt. It's courtesy of Sports Time Ohio. Log on to Indians.com for your tickets.
Drew Stubbs out on strikes his first time up. Looks at a breaking ball for strike one. Out of play. Samuel DeDuno started out this game having a tough time finding the strike zone.
Both pitchers have settled down pretty well, haven't they?
But yeah, he has really found his groove, and Ubaldo Jimenez has certainly found his. Stubbs strikes out for the second time tonight. That's 5 for DeDuno. The Indians go 1-2-3, and after 5, the Twins lead it 2-1. Everything you need to know about the world of sports nightly on Fox Sports Live, seen on Fox Sports 1. Fox Sports 1 is available on all TV providers. Go to foxsports1.com to find out what channel Fox Sports 1 is on in your area. Josh Willingham, 0 for 2 tonight, has struck out, grounded out. Breaking ball misses up high. And now the count 1-1. He went around, says John Hirschbeck, and the count 1-2 now. Fastballs chopped towards third, but that goes foul.
Swisher acts like he was out, and you're just going to throw it around the infield, even though he knows it was foul.
Willingham has to make the long trek back to first. He ran it all the way out.
Yeah, you just never know. I mean, even though that ball was foul, I think Chisenhall realized it, but he's still going to make the throw if you don't hear him. Can't wait for the call.
No, the minute you do,
yeah,
it's fair, and everybody's wondering why didn't you throw the ball?
Right. Just throw it and let them call it later.
Now the 1-2. Oof.
Man, he's not calling anything at the belt, is he? Certainly had to be high again, like we said earlier. That's top of the strike zone, but he's not calling that tonight.
Grounded towards first. Swisher goes down to a knee, gloves it, goes to the bag himself. One away. As promised, it's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite. And Ubaldo Jimenez, with the bases loaded and nobody out in the first inning, struck out Willingham, Doman, and Plouffe to end the inning. Then he struck out 3 more in the second, but that's when the Twins scored their 2 runs. Added a strikeout in the third and in the fourth, and then in the fifth he struck out 2 more, giving him a season-high 10 on the night. The 13th time in his career he has struck out 10 batters in a game.
Well, you can see why just from watching those swings and misses. He's got a very good splitter tonight and a good breaking ball, and he's mixing that fastball up as well. He just couldn't find it earlier. I mean, the first inning got him, where he ended up throwing, what, 50 pitches in the first 2 innings.
Yeah, right.
You know, here you are in the 6th inning. He's at 94. Think about that, 50 in the first 2.
Right back up the middle, and it's through. That snaps a string of 11 in a row, set down by Ubaldo. And it's the first Twins hit tonight that wasn't a double.
See how hard he had to work the first 2 innings and then settled in. Because this is usually the point where he is struggling. You know, that coming out in that 6th inning. Seems to go 5 1/3, 5 2/3. He's right there, and there could be times where he's cruising, like he is tonight.
I'm sure it's in the back of Terry Francona's mind that if he gets through this inning without any more damage, he might go back out there for the 7th because of how quickly he's breezed through these last several innings. Back out of play, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Trevor Plouffe struck out with the bases loaded and 2 down to end that first inning. Did he go? No, says first base umpire Quinn Walcott. And a full count.
Let's take a look at that. He held up. That was a good call.
Former first-round pick of the Twins back in 2004. He was the 20th overall selection, Trevor Plouffe. Runner goes, payoff pitch, chopped to third. Chisenhall looks to second, but he'll have to take the out at first, 2 down. And the Indians bullpen springing into action as Ubaldo has just crossed over the 100 pitch threshold. Let's take a look at the AT&T trivia question and come up with the answer. Last Indians third baseman to hit 25 or more homers in a season. It's not a guy that probably comes to mind first.
Yeah, you wouldn't think of him that way. But Casey Blake,
who started his career, I think
in
he
Minnesota.
started with the Twins, didn't he?
I think it was Toronto,
was
then
Toronto?
Minnesota.
Okay.
But he came over from the Twins, and Casey, his birthday today. Happy birthday to him.
He was one of the really good guys who played for the Indians.
Sure was. We've got a couple more belated birthdays. Molly Donahue is turned 50.
Happy birthday, Molly.
We just got your card coming off the road trip. Arnold Barzak is turning 76 from Warren, big Tribe fan. And Lou Bermelin is 81. So happy birthday to each and every one out there.
Well, and I understand Molly has a Rick Manning throwback jersey she's sporting these days.
Nice.
Bounced in the dirt, Santana with a good block to keep it in front of him. He might have taken that one in the same spot Hirschbeck got his. Or did it get him in the face mask? Take another look. Oh, yeah.
Maybe
right up near the shoulder, huh?
Maybe under that face mask. You know where it got him?
Oh, yeah.
It might have got him underneath it, like on the chin. It was.
I was thinking of Alex Avila. He went on the DL with a concussion when that ball caught him back near the ear.
That caught him in the jaw. I think it got underneath the mask. He's just biding a little time right now.
So Santana heads back to home plate. He'll commiserate with home plate umpire John Hirschbeck. They've both taken a beating here tonight. Clete Thomas, who doubled and scored in the second and popped up on the infield his last time up, stands in. The 1-0 pitch is a called strike. One more look.
Breaking ball in the dirt and see if it gets up under the mask. Sure did. It sure did.
Yeah.
Even though he was square to the baseball like you have to be, there was just enough of a gap to get up underneath and get him on the bottom of the jaw.
That couldn't have felt too good. 1 ball and 2 strikes with 2 down here in the 6th. Thomas almost chased after it, but he lays off. 2-2. Pitchers have no sympathy for their catchers either. I'll throw another one in the dirt.
Well, that's what they have to do.
That's your job. I know. I'm just kidding.
That's why they call them the tools of ignorance.
2-2. Checked his swing, and it's fouled over by the Tribe dugout. The 2-2. Spun him out of the way in a full count. The 3-2 pitch. Fouled right back. Ryan Domet, the runner at second base. Now the 3-2. Well, a little bit outside, ball 4. 2 on, 2 out. Crowd doesn't like it. First walk since the first inning when Jimenez walked a pair. And now out comes Wilkin Ramirez, 0 for 2 on the night. Up high, fastball misses, ball 1. That foul ball clipped Santana on the shin guard.
These guys are getting beat up back there tonight.
Popped one of his straps loose on that foul ball.
Little slider, and there's that knee right off the right knee. Off the padding, it did. See that clip come snapping around?
Santana, nice job to block that. 2-1 to count. ...112 pitches on the night for Ubaldo Jimenez. We're 111. 74 of them for strikes.
And 7 of those, Santana had to block just like that. Had to get down and put a body in front of it.
Swing and a miss. Good breaking ball. Two on, two out. Here's the 2-2. In the air, center field. Bourne is back. He has room, and he'll make the catch. 6 innings for Ubaldo Jimenez, but the Twins still lead it 2-1. Pat on the back, 2-1. Twins lead it. He went 6 innings tonight. Struck out a season high 10. Gave up 2 runs, both of them coming in the second inning. The Tribe just hasn't been able to get anything mustered against Samuel Deduno. They scored 1 on the first. That's been it. And the Indians have just 3 hits so far on the night. Michael Bourne had 1 of them. He singled in the first, went to second on a wild pitch, and scored their only run.
Well, this is the inning you want to get Deduno. As I told you earlier, he has 6 starts where he has gone 7 innings. When he goes 7 innings, he is 6-0, and he's been brilliant. A 1.50 ERA in those starts. He's given up the 1 run, that one coming in the first inning. And Michael Bourne scored it.
Bourne way out in front of it, 2-2.
Second time through the lineup, Matt, he has had 10 swings and misses. He only had 2 that first time through. But boy, something tightened up with that breaking ball, and he's having some very good movement on his pitches. I mean, the Indians with only 3 hits, and Santana has 2 of them.
This guy has the other one.
Yeah. See if they can get him out of the stretch and get a base run around like Bourne.
Three-two pitch. Ball four, it's up high, and the Indians get their leadoff man aboard for the first time since the first inning. Let's go downstairs once again. Here's Katie.
Well, make sure to come out to the ballpark early tomorrow night. It is Nick Swisher giveaway jersey night. So the first 10,000 fans through the gates will get to take one of those home. Afterwards, it's post-game fireworks set to your favorite songs from U2. It's presented by Kia Motors. You still have time to log on and get your tickets now at Indians.com.
Thanks, Katie. Nick Swisher steps in here with one on in the sixth inning. Swisher takes. It's a fastball for a strike. Bourne takes off. Swisher takes, and the throw is not in time. Bourne just did beat the tag for his 19th steal of the year. And I'll tell you what, give Herman credit because he put the throw right on the money. It's just that Bourne's speed simply beat it.
You know, he sat up, and it was a little short hop, but it was right there.
Yeah.
Florimone did a nice job. Watch how the glove has to go up before he can tag him. Here comes the sliding Bourne. It goes up, and then he tags him on the hip right when Bourne's foot was there, although it wasn't a bad throw.
Yeah, it was. It was a little short. Upstairs, 2 balls and a strike.
There you go, getting him out of the stretch now. See, that's a big stolen base right there. That's when you want your guy to steal it. 2-1 ball game, middle part. You need the guy to get in scoring position, and he does it.
Down low, 3 balls and a strike. Yeah, it's one of those games, Rick, where you can say it's still early, but it can get early late because of the way this Twins bullpen has pitched this year.
They're second in the league when it comes to ERA. They have a very good bullpen, and you don't want to give them an opportunity to start matching up. That's an awfully big inning, this stretch right here between the 5th and your pitcher giving you 6 innings. We've given you that stat when we were on the road trip about the Indians pitchers. When they give you 6 innings, they're very good. They're one of the best teams to do it, and then Ubaldo's giving them 6, but they're trailing by 1 offensively. They got to find a couple of runs.
Swisher, a swing and a miss and a full count. Nick flied to left in the first, struck out his last time up. Duno delivers. And it's ball 4. The Indians had their first 2 on here in the 6th inning. And now we'll see what Ron Gardenhire does. He sends his pitching coach Rick Anderson out to the mound. He's got the left-hander Brian Dunsing ready, or he was up. I don't know if he's ready yet, but he's going to stick with Duno for the time being. And why not? Duno has done a terrific job right up until this point.
Yeah, you figure at the middle part of your lineup, he's looking for a ground ball, possibly double play. He knows Kipnis is not going to bunt here. So he just wants to settle him in. He got a little wild. He walked Bourne. That's what you don't want to do is walk the leadoff hitter.
You wouldn't think he'd bunt.
Well,
but given that he's 0 for 17.
That's true. That is true. And Santana has been swinging a bat, but you know what? Nowadays, you just never know. Kipnis may do it on his own.
I think he's going to swing it. I think he wants to swing it.
I do too, and I don't think it's any easier to bunt this guy because he can be all over the place. It's a little difficult.
Nobody out. Kipnis stands in. He squares, pulls it back. Herman almost offered to throw down to second, but Bourne wasn't that far off the mark. Kipnis does have 3 sacrifice bunts on the year. He squares again, bunts it up in the air, and it drops foul. One ball, one strike. Brad Mills, third base coach, going through the signs. Sometimes the manager might take a look at that bunt attempt and take it off. We'll see. He squares. And he jabbed at it, fouled it off. It's 1-2.
See, right now, I know Kipnis is struggling, and everybody looks like, hey, you know, this is the time to make him bunt. But this guy's not an easy guy to bunt on. And you don't want one of your best hitters down in the count now with 2 strikes because he didn't get a bunt down. He's never asked to bunt when the game's on the line like this. You'd rather have him swing the bat. Now he's down in the count 1-2. And DeDuno has the advantage.
Upstairs with it, 2-2.
May take him off this pitch here. He shows him one up. He's looking for the ground ball. DeDuno would love to get a double play ball. He has one earlier. He had one back in the 4th inning.
Kipnis might look to shoot him the other way. But he takes a called third strike. 1 away. Half dozen strikeouts on the night now for DeDuno.
Well, he just throws him that little turnover pitch away. I don't know if that's a split or a change, and he hit the outside corner with just a nasty pitch.
All right, so up comes Carlos Santana, 2 for 2 on the night, 2 singles and RBI. Outside, he misses, ball 1.
Carlos 2 for 2. There's hit number 1. Drives in the Indians' only run in the 1st, and then a 1-out single to center in the 4th. He's the only guy that has had decent swings off DeDuno.
Up high, it's 2-0. Michael Bourne, the runner at second base, the tying run. Go ahead run, Nick Swisher at first. Runners go. And the throw down to third, they got him. Wow. 2 down.
Yeah, there's a situation you're going to run yourself out. You don't want to make outs on the bases. He knows it. It was a good throw, and Herman made a good throw for him at second base, and he just got in. He thought he was going to be able to read DeDuno, but he didn't read him good enough as he's thrown out at third. So now there's 2 outs, and it's going to take a 2-out base hit.
Santana waiting. DeDuno taking too much time. It's a 3-0 count for Santana. And he walks him, ball 4. 3 walks in the inning. But instead of the bases loaded and 1 out, first and second and 2 down. And Michael Brantley will be the batter. The Browns travel to Indianapolis tomorrow night to take on the Colts in Game 3 of the preseason. We'll bring you the replay of the matchup tomorrow night at midnight right here on Sports Time Ohio. Michael Brantley grounded out on the first. He walked his last time up. And he takes inside ball one. This is the guy you want up in this situation.
Yeah, sure is.
340 on the year with runners in scoring position and 2 outs. Bouncer to first base. Weekly hit there. Morneau takes it himself. And a golden opportunity wasted here in the 6th. 2-1 Minnesota. Locations in Northeast Ohio and by Levin. Back here at Progressive Field, beautiful night. Looking at the ballpark from our Panini cam, brought to you by Panini's Bar and Grill. Indians trail at 2-1. They had a chance in that bottom half of the 6th inning. First 2 on. But unable to cash in. So now the Tribe will go to the bullpen. Today's Cleveland Clinic call to the bullpen is for Brian Shaw. Well, this guy has logged some innings and some appearances. And
he was good on the trip, boy.
And he's just one of those guys who, he says, hey, he pitched 4 days in a row. And he says, my arm felt better than I thought it would.
Well, he threw the ball very well that 4th day. He still had stuff. When you look at how he pitched on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, whether – you still have to get up those 4 times and come in. It's not an easy thing to do.
Pedro Florimon, the lead off for Minnesota here in the 7th, takes a strike. Florimon doubled and scored, drove in a run in the 2nd.
How long do we talk about it? Sometimes you'll go early in the year where the starters were rolling good and you say, is it overworked or underused? When you talk about that bullpen, it's a fine line.
Shaw will have to hurry. Here's the flip from Swisher, and he can't beat Florimon to the bag.
It's a great bunt. That was a very good drag bunt. Even with the right-hander on the mound, he took it with him. He forced Swisher to field it, and he ended up beating Shaw to the bag. Look at that. Come on in. Here's Swish, and I'll tell you, Shaw did a nice job. He's waiting for the flip, looking behind him and having to find first base. See, he doesn't know where first base is. Took his eye off the ball a little bit. That's just a great bunt.
6th bunt single this year for Pedro Florimon. And he's on to start the 7th now for Minnesota as Brian Dozier comes up 0 for 2. And it's a low, ball 1. Ball gets away from Swisher. I think it drilled Florimone. He got him maybe right in the shoulder.
Well, you go back head first. Yeah, it sure did. He never even got leather on it. Got him right on the, it looked like the 5 in his back. That's a good thing it did get him, and that ball scoots by him.
Bluffs the move. Snap throw to first, and back with a dive again, Florimone. Cody Allen and Rich Hill up in the Tribe bullpen. Cody Allen, another guy who's worked a lot lately, and so has Rich Hill. There really isn't anybody in that bullpen who's been underworked.
We have seen the whole bullpen up every night, every game.
3-0.
And you know what? That's obviously why Terry Francona loves 8 guys to be out there, because you need them all.
Well, Brian Shaw, after the bunt single, walks Brian Dozier on 4 pitches. So the Twins have 2 on with nobody out, and here comes Terry. He's going to go to his left-hander. So another timeout. Today's Cleveland Clinic call to the bullpen will be for Rich Hill. He's got a couple of left-handed hitters that he'll be dealing with when we come back.
Fireworks, that'll be Friday, September 6th. The Tribe will take on the New York Mets, will be in town. And the fireworks, presented by Wayside Furniture, will be set to the rise of FM music. Go to Indians.com for your tickets.
Rich Hill, 52nd appearance on the year, a win, 2 losses, ERA of just under 6. And he's got Chris Herman and Justin Morneau back-to-back here in this 7th inning. Herman is 2 for 3, 2 doubles, and RBI. Struck out his last time up. This is as important an inning for Minnesota as the bottom of the 6th was for the Indians. Except they're in the driver's seat because they have the 1-run lead. Tribe looking for the bunt. I'm not so sure that Ron Gardenhire won't let Herman swing it away the way he swung it here tonight.
Well, that was against the right-hander. We'll see what he feels against the lefter. Gardenhire usually by the book.
He does square. He bunts it foul.
You know, this is a team that plays a lot of one-run games because offensively, they're 14th in the league, second to last in average, 12th in runs scored, so they have to move the runners. And this is a guy that doesn't play every day, so I would think he's going to try and bunt him over again. You look at Minnesota, they have 23 sacrifices on the year.
Chisenhall in on the grass at third. Swisher creeping in. Herman squares. Jabs
Yes,
at it. Foul. They got the runner between second and third hung up. Cabrera chases him back. And now they'll just apply the tag. The runner at first got down to second base. Dozier went to second, but Florimon got hung out to dry. And that's out number one.
Boy, there's the dreaded mistake where the guy bunts through the ball and you're on second base and you think you're going to get the big jump. Except he forgot he didn't put the ball in play. They had the hitter 0-2, but it's a bad basing running mistake right there by Florimon, even though Dozier follows him, gets himself into scoring position, but now your hitter's down 0-2. And yeah, no one's going to talk to you there. That's just a bad mistake.
Hill delivers, and the 0-2 is swung on and bounced toward first. Swisher feeds Hill. Good throw. Hill kicks the bag 2 away. And now Hill will have Justin Morneau to deal with a runner at third and 2 down. Morneau 0 for 2. He has struck out twice. He has also walked. Mickey Callaway going to go out and talk here. And this conversation is going to go something like, if you walk him, it's not the end of the world.
Right. I mean, you go at him smart. You make your pitch. And you see, he made a bad pitch there, I thought, to Herman when he had him 0-2. He left him a breaking ball middle in. You don't do it to this guy. You either throw that thing away, and even though you may think about bouncing that breaking ball, you've got that man on third base. So you don't want to make a mistake. You just want to go over your options here. All right, get on the same page and give him a little confidence and let him know what you want to do.
All of Minnesota's hits tonight have come from their right-handed batters. Now you've got a lefty-lefty matchup here as Morneau digs in. Missed inside, ball one. A little bit outside 2-0. Three balls, no strikes, so he has gone at him very cautiously in this at bat.
Well, he made that mistake with that. He missed in with that first breaking ball, and after that, he says, "Okay, I was told to throw it away. Don't hang one." So it'll be his last hitter because it looks like he's not going to pitch a whole lot to Morneau.
They're going to put him on intentionally now,
and then that'll be his night.
And so you got the right-handed hitting Josh Willingham coming up, and another timeout for a pitching change. As Terry Francona will go to his third pitcher of the inning, and it will be Cody Allen when we come back. And all bets are off tomorrow afternoon at 4:30 from Rally Alley. Andre will talk to members of the Indians front office and preview the Browns-Colts game. All bets are off special Saturday edition tomorrow at 4:30 here on Sports Time Ohio. Cody Allen, 58th appearance on the year, 5-1, 2.25 ERA.
Well, the Indians with a chance to dodge a bullet in this inning as Minnesota had first and second, nobody out. A bunt attempt that he bunted through, and Florimon picked off at second base, gave him the first out. Got Herman a ground out to second, then the walk. So a chance for Cody to keep it a one-run ball game, 2-1.
Well, Josh Willingham 0 for 3 on the night. And a fastball strike from Cody Allen. Swung out and missed. It's 0-2. This is pretty good after a good fastball. Come back with a.
Yeah, I like that location. Down. Good bite to it. Now as a hitter, you got to be thinking, I don't know what's coming. Because he started him off fastball, throws the curveball.
First and third, 2 down. The 0-2 pitch, a little bit high. Now Cody sets the 1-2 pitch. And a fastball ripped right back to the screen. Willingham taking aim on Kerry Cams behind the plate there.
He sure did. He got a fastball just above the belt, and he fouled it straight back. I mean, that's coming right back into your living room.
Kerry might need a chest protector.
Nah. His head's hard enough.
Cody's 1-2. In the air, right field. Long run for Stubbs. He's on his horse, but he won't get it. It'll one-hop the fence. Dozier scores. Morneau coming home. He'll score 2. On his way to third is Josh Willingham, and the Twins strike big here in the 7th, and they lead it 4-1. Boy, had him down on the count 1-2, was trying to put him away, and Willingham takes him the opposite way and drives it over the head of Stubbs in right field.
Well, he came back with that breaking ball. It goes to show you the strength of Willingham over the head of Drew Stubbs. He fumbled it, dropped it. That's going to let another one score easily. So Willingham, I think, will be a double and an error. Okay, double and an error on Stubbs. But he does get the 2 RBIs.
So one of those runs will be charged to Brian Shaw, the other to Rich Hill. And that's something the bullpen had done a tremendous job of, and that was not allowing inherited runs to score. But unfortunately for Cody Allen, he allows 2 inherited runners to get home here in the 7th inning. He was 1 strike away from getting out of it. Up and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes for Ryan Doman. That's hit pretty well. Deep right field. Stubbs back onto the track, and he pulls it down. The Twins get 2 here in the 7th, and they now lead it 4-1. And it's time for the 7th inning stretch, brought to you by Spitzer Auto World. Life is hard. Buying a car shouldn't be. Have their work cut out for them. Down 4-1 now. Samuel DeDuno went 6 innings tonight, giving up just 1 run on 3 hits. He walked 4 and struck out 6. A couple of wild pitches, but all in all, he gave the Twins exactly what they were looking for, as Brian Dunsing will now come on to pitch the 7th inning. Cabrera, Giambi, and Chisenhall due up for the Indians. Going to get a pinch hitter for Jason Giambi as Cabrera leads off and lines one to deep left, but it's caught by Ramirez, 1 away. Yan Gomes is going to pinch hit for Jason Giambi.
This will only be the 2nd time that Jan has had a pinch hitting appearance this year. He's 0 for 1.
And a fastball in there for a strike. The 0-1 out of play. Mike Aviles has moved to the on-deck circle to bat for Lonnie Chisenhall. Matt Albers up in the Tribe pen. Gomes down on the count 0-2 as Brian Dunsing lets it fly. Seesaw battle in Baltimore tonight. Oakland got on them early. Baltimore came back, took the lead. Now A's go in front 7-6. They're in the 6th inning. Tampa Bay putting it to New York 7-2. All those games important to the Indians in the wild card race. Dunsing. A left-hander deals, and a swing and a miss. Gomes strikes out. Herman will throw to first to record the out, 2 down. That'll bring up Mike Aviles, who will pinch hit now for Lonnie Chisenhall. Fastball up and away. Ball 1 to Aviles. Mike has batted .300 on the year as a pinch hitter. Interestingly, for Aviles, he's batting average much higher this year against right-handed pitching than against lefties. This one's into center field, dropping, and a base hit. So Aviles gets the 2-out knock to keep the inning alive here in the 7th.
Well, that's the way to get it started. Only the 4th single for the Indians tonight, and this ball's going to jam them. So a fastball that comes inside gets down around the trademark, but he fights it off, gets it in front of Thomas. So a 2-out single now.
Drew Stubbs has struck out twice tonight. Upstairs with it, 2-0. And for Drew Stubbs, boys had a very good year facing left-handed pitchers. Chops this one to third. Oh, what a nice pick by Plouffe. Low throw, though.
Wow.
And they call him out at first. Bang, bang play. Ends the inning. 7 complete. Minnesota 4, Cleveland 1.
in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cleveland Indians.
Stay tuned for Indians Live. Comes your way immediately following the ball game here on Sports Time Ohio. Brought to you by Conrad's Tire Express and Total Car Care. Matt Albers now on for the Indians.
Yeah, I had to use 3 pitchers to get through last inning, so Albers comes in now for the 8th.
And Mike Aviles, who pinch hit, will stay on and play third base. Trevor Plouffe will lead it off for Minnesota, over 3 on the night, and a fastball strike. Drilled deep left. There's another ball hit over the head of an Indians outfield. That one short hops the wall. And Plouffe's going to go into second base. They have hit some bullets here tonight.
It's their 5th double. Well, you'll see why when we show you the pitch. It was a hanging breaking ball right into his wheelhouse. I mean, it stayed right there, middle of the plate, and Plouffe kept his hands back and just drilled it. So hit it hard. They have 5 doubles out of their 8 hits.
I think it's 6 doubles.
You got 6? 1, 2. Okay,
hit 4 in the first 2 innings.
You got it. 6. I forgot to mark one. 6 out of the 8.
And out of the 6, 5 of them have been over the head of an outfielder.
Yeah.
One was a gap shot, but the other ones were just tattooed.
And Thomas had one back in the 2nd inning, leading it off.
Ties a season high for Minnesota, 6 doubles. Here's the 0-1, and that's slapped toward left field. There'll be a base hit in front of Brantley. He comes up ready to throw, and you better put the brakes on. Plouffe does. But now Minnesota has runners at first and third, so they are really swinging it now here tonight. Ubaldo had him shut down in the middle part of this game, but they have picked it. As soon as he left, they started to have a hit party, aided by some walks.
Right, that's what got them rolling, were the walks. But in this 8th inning, back-to-back hits, they have the table set for another inning where they can add on.
Wilkin Ramirez 0 for 3 is the batter. In tight, almost nicked him. Albers takes a long look into Santana. Left-hander Mark Zebchinski now up in the Tribe pen. That's inside. Plouffe the runner at third. Thomas at first. Nobody out. 2-0 count. And Ramirez taking a called strike. Albers, the 5th Indians pitcher to work here tonight. Ubaldo Jimenez went 6. But in the 7th, the Tribe's bullpen, which had been so good on the 9-game road trip, really having some issues. Double play ball to short. But the Twins get a run home. No, they get him? Yeah.
Yeah.
He is out. So the Twins get a run home. As Plouffe scores to make it 5-1. In-game box score, courtesy of your Northern Ohio Hyundai dealers. Double, 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 double. That's been the story of the night for Minnesota. Sandwiched in between was a very solid effort from Ubaldo Jimenez. He struck out a season-high 10 Minnesota batters. At one point retired 11 in a row. And when he left after 6 innings, it was a 2-1 game. But before we go piling on the bullpen here tonight, offensively, the Indians haven't mustered much at all.
No. 4 hits, I'm sorry.
4 total hits on the night.
That's
and 2 of those came in the first inning.
Well, that's been their MO, and that's when the
nice play by Matt Albers. That'll end the inning. But one more for the Twins, and we'll go to the bottom of the 8th. And the Indians are down 5-1. Bottom of the 8th, top of the order for the Indians. Michael Bourne is 1 for 2 on the night. He singled and scored in the first. He walked in the 6th inning, and then a curious decision with 2 on and 1 out. And Carlos Santana at the plate in a 2-0 count. And Bourne took off with Swisher trailing him. And he was thrown out with a left-handed hitter at the plate. He was thrown out pretty easily at
with
third
a 2-0
base.
count. Santana, the guy that had 2 of the hits, and they only had 3 at the time. You know, there's nobody standing in the way of the catcher. You have to make it if you run in that situation. You can't get thrown out.
Santana, of course, then walked. Bases would have been loaded with 1 out. And who knows? And instead, he walked with 2 outs, and then Michael Brantley grounded out to end the inning.
Well, that's just one thing. When you are thrown out, it's blown out of proportion. If you make it, everybody thinks it's great hustle. So I don't think the selection of the situation was very good on his part in that situation.
not necessarily the ideal time to be overly aggressive.
Right. You're down a run, and you have 3 hits, and the guy that was hitting had 2 of them. You know, so you got to give him a chance to swing the bat, unless you can just waltz in.
Outside, 2-2. Swung on and missed. Bourne strikes out. 1 away. Let's look back at our keys to the game from tonight. Brought to you by Akron Children's Hospital. No Maurer, so control the top of the lineup. And early offense they got a run early.
Yeah, that was it, though.
But they haven't done anything since.
Dried up.
And with that, the big moment in the game for Minnesota was Josh Willingham down on the count, 2 outs in the 7th inning. And he took a 1-2 breaking ball, and it didn't look like, just looking at the swing, it didn't look like he hit it that well.
He drove it.
But he drove it over the head of Drew Stubbs in right field for a 2-run hit, and that gave Minnesota a 4-1 lead. They've added a run since. Swisher is flied out, struck out, walked his last time up. Upstairs with it. And a foul back out of play. 2-2 the count. Jason Kipnis waiting on deck. In the air to center field, Clete Thomas is there. 2 away. And now up comes Jason Kipnis. Brian Dunsing has thrown 22 pitches. He's retired all but one hitter that he has faced. 6 out of the 7. Mike Aviles got a pinch hit single with 2 outs in the 7th inning. And a little weak jam job back to the mound. Indians go 1-2-3. We'll go to the 9th. 5-1 Minnesota. Brought to you by Conrad's Tire Express and Total Car Care. Comes your way next right here on Sports Time Ohio. Twins lead at 5-1. Ninth inning. Matt Albers, who worked the eighth inning and allowed a run on 2 hits, will stay on and pitch tonight. He's got the top of the order coming up. Brian Dozier looks at a fastball for strike one. Dozier has walked twice, struck out, grounded out. Grounded to third. Sharply hit, but Mike Aviles cuts it off, throws him out, 1 away. Now Minnesota came out of the gate swinging it here tonight. Chris Herman doubled in the first inning. They had 2, make that 3 doubles in the second. Clete Thomas, then Pedro Florimon doubled him home. Then Chris Herman doubled home Florimon. They've banged out a season-high 6 doubles on the year, equaling their season high. The 2-run double by Willingham was a real killer. And that double by Plouffe led to their 5th run of the night.
That's why they're calling the Twins. They see doubles. 6 of them. That gives them 240 on the year when you're talking about doubles, which is 4th best in the league.
Right back up the middle. Over the bag. Cabrera sets and throws. 2 down. Justin Morneau will be the batter. He has walked twice, struck out twice. Breaking ball in for a strike. Broke his bat. And Asdrubal Cabrera will throw him out. 1-2-3 goes Minnesota on 7 pitches. We'll go to the bottom of the ninth. Last chance for the Tribe when we come back.
Outs. Let's take a look, and Santana's had a rough night. Watch the bat come back, and he takes one on the side of it. It breaks from Morneau, and it comes back and it clips Santana on the side of the mask and the side of the head. He comes limping off. Man, he has had a tough night back there tonight. Nothing you can do. That bat just broke and came back and clipped him on the side.
Well, looks like he's all right.
You know what? Go figure. He's got to come up and lead this thing off.
That's the way it usually goes. But, Rick, who did we see? Somebody got hit. Bat broke. Barrel came back and nailed him on the head. And I think they got a concussion out of that deal. And it was maybe in the last year or so. Do you remember?
Let me think about that. I don't off the top of my head right now.
I remember seeing it. I was thinking it was in a game that we did, but in any event, here's Carlos Santana. And he takes a strike. Carlos Santana awaiting the 0-1 pitch. And it's outside to even the count. Pop back out of play. Down and in, he missed. Carlos Santana trying to get aboard, help the Indians get something going here in the ninth. Popped up foul, out of play. Dunsing comes set, and the 2-2, and it's fouled back again. Santana drove in a run with a 2-out RBI single in the first. He singled with 1 out on the fourth. He walked in the sixth. And he comes back to strike him out. Brian Dunsing has been impressive here tonight. Going for the old-fashioned save.
Yeah,
right?
3 innings, no question. You know, I don't know if he was going to come back out again, but after they put a couple on the board to make it 5-1, why not? He's been very good. Giving up 1 hit now in 2 1/3. Struck out 3. They'll get Brantley, Cabrera on deck. Yeah, you don't see this too much anymore.
Down low. Michael Brantley 0 for 2 with a walk. Fouled away. Now the executive producer for Sports Time Ohio is Tom Farmer. Coordinating producer for Indians baseball is Steve Warren. Tonight's game produced by Jim Murphy, directed by Pat Murray. Indians Live is produced by Mike Bachman. Our associate producers are Mike Pachta and Steve Bardo. Technical director Dan Larson. Our creative consultant is Mark Koha. One pitch. The play that I was thinking of, I did a quick search over here. It was the Twins. The Twins were involved in it. It was a couple years ago. Carlos Ruiz was the catcher, and Jason Kubel swung. His bat broke. The barrel went back and hit Ruiz on the helmet, and he went down hard. And I'm not sure if he ended up with a concussion out of the deal or not, but
I'm glad you found that, because then we weren't broadcasting that game.
We did. It was not us.
I know. You had me worried.
Well, sometimes, you don't know. Did we see that, or did we just watch it on TV, or did we see the highlights of it?
But you knew it happened.
Yeah, it all runs together after a while. Two-two pitch, a little bit outside. Michael Brantley, like Carlos Santana, putting up a pretty good fight here. But can he break through against Dunsing? Pop back foul. Dunsing delivers the 3-2, and another foul back out of play. So it'll be the 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up here, as Drupal Cabrera waiting on deck. Same game time tomorrow night, Indians, Twins. We'll have it for you once again here on Sports Time Ohio. 3-2. Brantley takes, strike 3 called. That's 4 strikeouts now for Dunsing. And 2 down in the 9th. As Drupal Cabrera is 0 for 3 in the ballgame. And Cabrera takes a called strike. Dunsing delivers in the dirt.
Herman took it off his foot.
$23,218 on hand here tonight to greet the Indians off a 6-3 road trip. Tribe came in winners in 7 of their last 10 and 2.5 back in the wild card race. And as Drupal Cabrera going to single up the middle to keep the game alive here in the bottom of the 9th inning. That's going to do it. So Dunsing will not get the 3-inning save. He came up 1 batter short. Ron Gardenhire says enough's enough after 42 pitches. So Dunsing, he will depart. And it's going to be Casey Fiend coming on when we come back. down. And the new Twins pitcher is Casey Fiend, 60th appearance on the year. He's got Jan Gomes coming up. Gomes struck out his only time up. Gomes with a line drive into left field, a base hit. And the Indians aren't done yet. One more base runner, you bring the tying run to the plate. Two down here in the bottom of the ninth. Mike Aviles, who singled his only time up. Minnesota closer Glenn Perkins just now getting up in case he's needed. Fiend delivers, and it's low, ball one. If Fiend does not retire Mike Aviles, there's a pretty good chance we'll see Perkins, because it's a save situation technically right now. Aviles fouls it back out of play.
You know, they have 6 hits on the night, but all of them are singles.
That's something. They have 6 singles. The Twins have 6 doubles. Mike fouls it to the right, out of play. 1-2 the count. Fiend ready, the 1-2, and a fastball is weakly punched towards second base. Going to be a tough play out of the glove flip. They got him, and the game is over. So the Indians' modest 3-game win streak comes to an end here tonight as the Twins bring them crashing down to earth with a 5-1 victory. And with that, the Indians go to 69-59 on the year. Minnesota is 57-70. Winner is Samuel Deduno, his 8th victory on the year. And the tough luck loser here tonight is Ubaldo Jimenez, who falls to 9-8. Time now for our key play of the game. It's brought to you by Key Bank.
Yeah, you come back to the 7th inning, 2 strikes, and Cody Allen throws a breaking ball, and Willingham drives it to right field out there, and they hit a nice shot. 2 guys aboard. They're going to send the ball away. Morneau comes around to score, and that really opened it up right there. A big 2-out base hit. That's the key play of the game, brought to you by Key Bank. Get a free Kindle Fire HD when you sign up for a new checking account. Some restrictions apply.
Disappointing start to the weekend series as the Twins steal the Indians' thunder, and they win it by a final score of 5-1. We'll be back with you tomorrow night at 7 o'clock for Game 2 of this 3-game series. For Rick Manning and Katie Witham, I'm Matt Underwood. Stay tuned for Indians Live. It's coming up next right here on Sports Time Ohio.